Welcome back to another episode Inside the Mill podcast. Coach Christian here, my main man Seth, and today's podcast episode is Community is a Cheat Code. And whenever I was thinking about this title, I was thinking about our half marathon that we ran this weekend, and man, just looking around, and there's 30,000 people. They said there's 30,000 plus runners out there on that Sunday, and just thinking about all those people being around each other, all trying to achieve the same goal, all trying to do it for a good cause, all out there just trying to better themselves. And when you're in an environment like that, it's really hard to lose when you're surrounded by a community of people that are chasing the same thing. And thinking about, yeah, that run got hard, but you weren't going to walk in front of those people. You weren't going to quitting wasn't even really an option that even ran through your mind, and it's because of the people that you're around. And so thinking about this episode and thinking about the Vitality Mill is just being around people like that are going to continue to ask you when you're not there, and continue to push you to be a better version of yourself. It's so much easier. It's not easy, but it's so much easier to be successful when you're around people that are chasing the same thing that you are, and that are trying to win. So community is just it's a big deal, and it just makes me realize it's not just a fitness thing, it's a people thing as far as getting better, just being around people like that, human aspect of it.
Yeah, so looking at the other side of it is my mom used to always tell me that you're known by the company you keep. And so when you see individuals that are out there, and let's be real, a lot of the people that you look at, you wouldn't think oh, this person's about to run a half marathon, or could go and run a half marathon right now. And so that side of it, to where you don't have anybody that is in your corner that is pushing themselves. Maybe they're leaning on comfort. It impacts everything, every area of their life, and the way that they see things. And just jumping on calls the last couple of days with people with our scholarship is just realizing that your perspective and the way you see things is the way you see things, and the others around you will impact that by either you'll fall victim of making the same decisions that they make that aren't aligned with what you know that you want and who you are. On the other side of that is having others around you that have a different perspective, that can call you out and call you up on what you aren't doing the right way. You have conversations all the time. There's a lot of the times the conversations, the majority of the conversations is we're lifting each other up. But at the same time, there's sometimes I have to come to you and go, hey man, let's look at it this way. And it's not from a place of hey, you need to do it this way or you need to do that. It's just giving you a different perspective so you can see it. And the only reason why it's any different for me than you is because I put 20 years, I put 17 more years, probably 14 more or 15, 16 more years into doing this craft than you did. And so I can just go hey bro, I know what you did this way. Maybe we should just go around, and if you'll just cut down through this way, there's a lot faster path and you're going to get more out of it. And that's what I think a lot of people are missing and this is the other side of it, dude, is people that lean on their own understanding. Like we talked about this last week. It's just you only know what you know. And if you're just going to stay in your little hole of what you're good at, and then you're going to miss out on this life, and it's going to pass by quick.
Yeah, well, that's the thing is, most people are trying to go through the process by themselves, and we are our own worst enemy, man, whenever we're trying to do that, because we'll get into our head. And what we got to realize is, even us, we love working out. We love, eating good, healthy foods that make us feel good, but we're not perfect. There's times we miss a workout. There's times we eat something off plan. We still have guilt. We have shame over that. But imagine, and a lot of people are going through that, and they're going through it by themselves. So whenever they do fall off, because you're not going to be perfect through this process, when you do fall off, they start to beat themselves up, and they start to guilt and shame themselves. And because of that, it's what's keeping them stuck. So the isolation is what's keeping them stuck, man. I was just a lady that I just trained an hour ago. I was just talking to her, and we were talking about COVID and just during that time. And this is a lady that's struggled with depression and things like that. And COVID was the worst time of her life when she was the most depressed because she was so isolated. She couldn't go out to work. She couldn't have connection with people, her family members, her friends. She was just so isolated from everything because everything was shut down during that time. And that's when she fell into the most depression. That's when she started to gain the weight. And so, props to her. Here she is now trying to get that weight off and make a better decision. And that's one thing she brought up is it was only day 3 for her today. And she was just like, the community here makes me want to keep showing up. And I told her that's what we're the biggest thing on at the Vitality Mills. We get, you guys aren't fitness fanatics. They just want to come in here and work out because you love working out. But what we want to do is create an environment for you that you want to show up to. You want to chat with me during our workout and me ask you how your dog's doing and communicate with her like that. And she just said the community, the people that she's already met her first few days is what's making her want to keep showing up. And she's like, I can't wait to see you again on Thursday. And so stuff like that, man, it's super cool. And it's showing that the community is what's going to help somebody have those sustainable results rather than, beating themselves up and trying to do it on their own.
Because you get around other individuals and you start to see maybe someone who has not aren't as good as shape as you're in, or you see someone who's in better shape than you. And so what we've created here is just a different environment where it's not a competition. It's just the clients that have been here they know that the clients that are coming in, they've been in their spot. And so they can
have grace and empathy for them.
So they understand because they've been there.
Yeah.
And so that's a big piece of it. I think the other side of it is, so you see someone that may be older or may have injuries or something, and they're doing something that maybe you're grabbing the 15-pound slam ball, and when you know that you could grab probably the 25-pound slam ball and be fine with it, but then you just grab the 15, and then you see someone who's got more problems and injuries and older, and then they're doing, or they're trying, they're striving for it. The same thing we talked about earlier is like with the running. It's like January I wasn't running. It's not. I've watched you, and you've gone and you've done events, you've strength trained, things like that. And so then I see you, and it's like I'm gonna start picking up and start running a little bit more, and then we're able to have conversations that we weren't able to have before. We're meeting up and not necessarily running together, but running at the same time, kind of a deal. And I have a knee issue or whatever, maybe. Hey, bro, you ever had this before? And hey, that's the IT band, and it's just tight here, and you need to do some things here. And so it's when you start to release your grip on what you think that you need to be, and you start to allow yourself to be open to growth and to get around other individuals, then what happens is not only do you grow, you build a relationship. And then I think that the biggest thing that separates us, and this is what I talk to a lot of people when we get on a call, is you will let yourself down 100% of the time when you're by yourself, and because you've told nobody what it is that you're going to do. But when you get around other individuals and you've raised your hand and you've made that declaration of like, hey, I'd like to drop 30, 50, 60 pounds, whatever it may be, and you have individuals going to hold you accountable but care about your results just as much as you do, then what happens is you'll follow through and you'll do what you said you were going to do, because they know that you're going to be asking, and they care what you, even though that might not be the right, they care what you think, and they don't want to let you down, kind of a deal. And so they'll show up.
You just put yourself in a winner's circle, and that's one of the coolest things. I got the most satisfaction out of seeing you cross that finish line at the time that you did, because I knew if in January 1st, I was like, all right, in April, you're going to run a half marathon and average a 9.5 minute pace. Like, you would have been like, there's no way, you know what I mean? 13.1 miles. But knowing that you were able to do that in 4 months when you weren't a runner January 1st, like, that's when you made your mind up. But I got the most satisfaction out of it because I saw all the work that you put in. I watched you daily. I watched you weekly. And just to see you set your mind to something like that, and then it pushed me to be even better. It pushed me to go faster. It pushed me to want to keep hitting my workouts. And It's just whenever you're around people like that, it puts you in a winner circle, and it makes, man, there's so many bad things in life that us as humans have normalized, eating bad foods. And I mean, you see the commercials, you see all the stuff that they're pushing to us. So getting involved in a community where treating yourself right, talking to people right, like being around people like that, making that the norm, that's powerful. That's whenever your life starts to transform and change. And that's why, I mean, that's one of the reasons we love church, being around the people that we're around, the small group tables. Like, you leave there and you feel like you got your cup filled up. The same thing is like that at our gym. Like, you're having good conversations with people that just want to see you win. Like you mentioned earlier, they want results for you just as bad as you want it for yourself, if not more. And so just being around that, man, it's hard to lose when you are around an environment that normalizes getting better.
Well, what you said too is like I only know what I know. So when I started running, you said like 9:30 mile. Like, that's the other side of it too. Is I didn't know what I should be able to.
You probably, and not only that, you probably would have took off and just went out there and ran hard,
and
right?
Hurt myself and had way more injuries and issues and stuff. But that's the other side of it is like, I submit and go, hey, I don't know this. Hey, Austin, and I hire a coach, say, hey, Austin, show me the way and teach me the way. Then I can lean on you and ask you questions. And then when I set my, because like initially I talked to Austin, I said, I would like to finish in 90 minutes. And he's like, oh, let's take that back a little bit. He's like, let's look at maybe 2.5 hours. And I'm like, oh, 2.5 hours. Like, that's it. But then when I get out there and start running, I start realizing like, well, yeah, no, that would have been, that'd be really hard for me. But if I would have put that in there, not knowing that like at elite level, you're running, like those people are running 5-minute, 25-second half marathon miles. You're running in that 6.5 minute mile or whatever it was that you ran across the board there. Like, if I didn't know that, then I would have put myself in that category of running that. And then if I went out the first 2 times, 3 times and tried to run by myself, and I see that I'm running an 11-minute, 11.5-minute, 12-minute mile, you can get yourself and beat yourself up on a whole nother level there and not even realize it. So with the other side of it, it's having someone that's been there to go like, hey man, you're making this, just kind of like we talked about before, is like, you're making this way hard. You don't have to run it in 90 minutes. Yeah. Like, you ran it in 2 hours and 5 minutes. Like, initially, like, I was like, okay, 2:30, and then I told Courtney right before that, I was like, my goal is 2 hours, and then I go and I look and I start breaking down 2 hours. I'm like, oh, I haven't really ran in the nines like at all. So like 2 hours probably not. So I was like, you'll probably see me cross the finish line about 2:15. And then when I'm running and I see like we're on this last mile, and I'm seeing like, oh, I'm not. We're still close. It gives you that little extra push and that directional piece that way. And I think that the other side of it is kind of like you were saying, is it's a different vibe when you're running and you've got individuals like on either side of you on the streets, like cheering for you and putting signs out so you can power up and different things like that. Just a totally different. And that's what we provide here at the Vitality Mill. It's the same thing. So we don't get to experience it because we're not the client. But when we get to go out there and run that race and run a different race and get to be around other people, then you get to realize it's like, oh, that's what it feels like when you come in. You have people on your team that are supporting you and that they want the best for you and they want you to cross that finish line. And I think that was my biggest, is I could just zone out and just enjoy the trip. That's ultimately what we want to do for the clients here at the Vitality Mill, is just let them go, hey, you know what? I'm submitting. I don't know the way. I need you guys to point me in the right direction. And then they can just sit back and enjoy the process and know that we've got their back and we're going to point them in the right direction from there. So
no doubt, man. And just environment always beats willpower. Like, trying to do things on your own, trying to completely form new habits and eat a different way. Like, all those things you're trying to do at once all by yourself, you're going to fail eventually. And when you fail, you beat yourself up. But just knowing, hey, whenever I get to the gym, they're going to have the workout for me. If I have nutrition questions, they're going to guide me and point me in the right direction. So just knowing that there's a place of it's your safe place. Like if I can go into this environment, they're going to point me in the right direction. They're going to simplify everything for me. If I know that I can just got to show up to that, that's all I got to do, and the rest will start to fall into place. Then that's so peaceful for somebody to know that that's what they got to do. It's simple, it's easy, it's sustainable, and so that's kind of what we do at the Vitality Mill. And I'll let you pitch, what our intro program is right now for anybody that doesn't know.
So this Thursday, we're going to be having our Results in Advance live. This is a opportunity that we get to be able to just share a few secrets that we see that individuals struggle with when it comes to working out. We've been doing this a while now of taking on individuals that are over 40 that haven't been in shape before or haven't been in the physically where they would like to be, and they've struggled in the past, and they've done things they hated to do, and they made it harder and more difficult on themselves. And so what we do is during that time is we have 45 minutes to an hour where we lay out the 3 secrets that are keeping you from becoming the best version of yourself physically. But ultimately, like, you become your best version physically, you start to become a better father, better parent, or better wife, a better leader across the board because you're taking care of yourself. And so what we do is it's like, hey, after the call, we invite you to come in with us for 30 days. It's called Results in Advance. All we're trying to do is we are so confident in what we're offering here at the Vitality Mill that we know that if you come in for 30 days, just like Lloyd, like you just said, like Lloyd's, like Wednesday will be his 4th week or
this upcoming
yeah
2 weeks in.
And then how many pounds is he down?
He's already down 12 or 13 pounds, but he's like, man, because he dropped 8 in 8 days.
Yeah.
And then it started to slow down a little bit, but he's like, dude, my shirts are starting to fall off of me. Like, I'm going through a body composition change, and that's in 3 weeks that he's down double digits, and he's crushing it.
And he did it hard before that. He would he would work out 6-7 days a week because he felt like that was what he's supposed to be doing. He was eating probably no carbohydrates and doing stuff. And so when you're just able to get away from like what you think that you know that is the truth, and you can start to question the truth, is that really true? And that's all we're trying to do at the Vitality Mill, is break your way of looking at things, especially when it comes to the fitness side of it, and show you a different way. And by us showing you a different way, like Lloyd now is experiencing this, and he's seeing his body change, he's seeing the weight come off, and he's not having to hate the process. And so it's going to be something that's sustainable long term. He'll want to be with us, but then also he'll want to continue to get results because he sees that it's working, and it starts to get exciting. Like, what else can I do?
Yeah.
If I've only been in 3 weeks, I've lost 12 pounds and my body's already changing. Like, what else what other results could I get? The thing about Lloyd is like he's going into retirement here pretty quick. And so he's going to be going into his retirement years. He's going to be moving to Montana.
Yep.
And he wants to be able to move and do the things that he wants to do and enjoy his retirement. And that's what I see with so many people, man. It's like at some point you are going to be done working. I won't be done working. Work's my middle name. I'm going to work because once I quit working, it's all game over from there. So like, I'm not going to quit working, but like at some point you're going to retire from your job or whatever, and you're going to want to travel, and you're going to want to do all these different things that you've not been able to do because you've worked your whole life. And I find it to be a travesty that you get to this point and you don't feel like it. You finally got this time to go and explore and see things and enjoy vacations and enjoy your family, and you're at a place where you don't feel like it. That would be miserable for me. And that's what we want to do for you, is we want to, 1, invite you into the Results of Advance Live call. 2, have you sign up and join us at a discounted rate for the 30 days. And 3, show you a different way so that you can be more informed of like, oh, this is definitely the place that I need to be. I love the Vitality Mill. Christian, Isaac, Seth, they crush it, and they care on another level, and I'm getting results. And so why would I go somewhere else? And that's what we're offering you. Results in Advance Live. You can shoot us a message with results. We'll point you in the right direction from there. But anything else you want to add?
Man, the last thing I want to touch on what you were saying with Lloyd is, with Lloyd going to move to Montana and everything, the difference of what Lloyd's done in the past and what he's doing here is he's learning. He's learning how to live the sustainable way. That way, all the weight that he's going to drop with us, he's going to be able to keep it off. And that's what he told me today after his session. He goes, dude, I've learned so much here. And that's in 3 weeks. And so he's going to continue to work with us, continue to get the results. And when he goes to Montana, he's going to be a different dude because his identity changed with us. And that's the sustainable way.
And that's what we're trying to do is we're trying to build a skill set that will last long term. So, yeah, 30 days is great. But after you get you through 30 days, we want to get you through our momentum phase. And then we want to get you through our skill set phase. We get you through those 2 phases. We know that you are set up to win long term, and that's what Lloyd's going to do. Is he'll go through those 2 phases, and then when he's set to retire, he'll be walking away knowing that he's in his best shape and feeling his best, and enjoy those golden years. So that's what we're offering to you. On the other side of that, with individuals that are in really good shape, that just need a little bit of help and guidance. We got individuals like that with like Blake and stuff too that come in that are ripped, that are in really good shape, and they didn't have those results when they first came in. They had a foundation, but they needed a little bit of guidance on nutrition and how to track and this and that, and now they're seeing results on a whole nother level. So it's not just individuals that are out of shape. It's just across the board, and that's what builds a community. Is you've got totally different people,
all walks of life,
with all types of different issues, all different types of problems, and we can unite as with a foundational piece called the Vital Method, put it into play, and become our best versions. And that's what we're offering you. So for Seth Humphrey, Coach Christian, we will see you on the next episode.